Well, normally I'm quite a go, go, go type person. So been really good to actually slow down and make the most of things that we wouldn't normally do. So been able to carry out a lot of DIY on the house. Actually been doing a bit of yoga, which has been good. So something a bit different. But it has been hard at the same time. So it really does test how internally motivated you are as a person. Have found that setting sort of tangible goals and things that you can kind of achieve in a short space of time has really helped. Um, so that's sort of how it's been. So just excited to start throwing things at people again. I'm not going to lie. I'm really excited about the sheer chaos of all of it. I think dodgeball is such a dramatic sport. You get people that slide across the floor, you get crazy close range dodges, just insane catches. I'm just really excited. I'm excited about the excitement of it all and drama. It's great. It's also the social side too, because a lot of our friends are sort of mixed in with the groups. So excited to sort of see everybody again because it's been a bit like we've all been in hermit mode for quite some time now. So I've actually been using the time for a bit of rest and recovery. Um, Still go for walks, still cycle, been doing yoga, throwing the dodgeball around. So still doing a little bit of stuff, but probably not the same intensity that I was sort of pre-lockdown. But it has been good to sort of let my body have a minute to rest, and all those injuries are starting to finally heal themselves up. Um, can't wait for the gym to reopen as well this weekend. Really good to start picking heavy objects up again and then immediately putting them back down.
Brilliant. I think I've signed up to go rock climbing.
Oh,
So
brilliant. I
I'm
love rock climbing.
gonna start rock climbing because why not?
It's I love rock climbing. I think it's one of those things you wouldn't normally do unless you had like the time to do it as well. So this is like the perfect time to try different exercises and stuff like that that you wouldn't normally do because we're probably too busy with dodgeball or something else. Very good question. Um, so I think fitness and agility will be big separators when we're back. Um, I think it can be a bit hit and miss for everybody in lockdown if they are maintaining fitness. So I think when we actually go back and maybe if people are trialing, I think that'll sort of set them apart from the rest, is if they're able to keep the momentum up, be able to um, push for big counters, be able to sort of keep pace as well, so keep a really high pace. So I think the best thing people could do is to pretty much do anything that involves sort of high intensity, so hit workouts, runs. um, Really suggest people use Zoom calls with friends and maybe follow a YouTube workout. It's way easier to sort of keep yourself motivated if you're working out with a few other people. Means you can kind of all end up in a sort of heap of sweaty mess by the end of it. But you're all sort of in it together, so it makes it really, really good. And work on throwing technique as well. So I struggle with a bit of shoulder injury once in a while, so shoulder fatigue. So working on throwing technique is really important as well. So if you can be really quick on counters and then sort of back it with a really good throw at the end, then I think that will sort of progress you a lot further if you can start it as early as possible. Good throw and high fitness levels. So I'm actually going to pick on foam for a second here. So we can't forget foam ball exists. And I wanted to say I love foam and I want everyone to love foam as much as I do. So then it builds and we can actually get more foam leagues and things like that. But one complaint I do hear a lot is that the games are more elimination based rather than time constrained. So you can spend a good length of time for a single game to try and get every single player out. So it can slow the game down quite a bit. So once you get a lead, it's not always difficult, but it stretches the game out much, much more. So I think the one thing I would change is for phone games to then have a 3 to 5 minute game time similar to cloth. And I think that would appeal to the masses. This one was a bit of a tricky one because everyone's viewpoints and risk tolerances vary. Me personally, I don't actually have many, if any, concerns. I do think it's a bit of a luxury, though, me not having concerns about returning because of the people who organize it, like especially Jen and Simon. They think through absolutely everything, like down to the finest detail. So I feel really confident that the plan that they put in place will be the best plan. But on the flip side of it, can't plan for the unpredictable. So it's having a bit of faith that the players in the club will also take a level of personal responsibility when we come back. So I'm kind of putting my faith in them as well, that they'll use a bit of common sense. You know, if they're going out into crowded places, they'll be wearing a mask, and things like that. But I may not have concerns, but it is because I do just trust the people I know I'll be around once this all sort of returns back to normal. I actually did one for cloth and one for foam, just because we love foam. So for cloth, be no surprise, but I've got to say Jen. I just absolutely love playing with Jen. She's so easy to play with. She's always aware of what's happening on court. She's always the first one to pick up a ball and back you. She's great at staying alive. Like, can't praise this girl enough. So I love playing with her. Always feel like I have good synergy with her. Use her word synergy. For foam on the other side, so who I actually really like playing against, I love playing against Amanda King. She brings quite a fun, competitive vibe to the court with a lot of skill to back it. So I always feel like I'm being pushed, but in quite a fun way at the same time at training sessions.